lot of progress on my fixer-upper, ripping up carpet, installing flooring, and painting the walls. I'm so excited to start showing you how I'm building custom built-in bookshelves for my cabin in the woods. Do I know how to do that? Not really, but my toxic trait is seeing someone build something on TikTok in about 30 seconds and thinking that I can do that too. How much does it cost for custom built-in bookshelves? So apparently it's between $500 to $1,200 per foot. This wall is about 13 feet. That is definitely going to cost me anywhere between $6,000 to $15,000. I don't have that kind of money for bookshelves. I don't know who does, but we're going to try to make it look just as good as $15,000 cabinets. Let's get started. At the beginning of this week, I didn't know how to make a bookshelf. I have pages and pages of chicken scratch on how I was planning on making it. And then we get to the part of the week where I realize I'm an idiot. I know how to 3D model things, kind of. I learned how to use Google SketchUp in school. Turns out, it's not free anymore. Technically, there's a free web version, but it's very limited in scope, so I downloaded the trial. Will they convince me to buy it? By the end of this DIY, probably. After I made the model, I was able to spot like 3 mistakes in my plans, and I was able to fix it before I went and bought the plywood, cut everything, and tried to drill it together, and then it just fails. It actually didn't take that long to model it out. Once I had the model though, I could easily just explode it out and find the exact dimensions of every single board I need to cut. If you're going to make any furniture, shelving, whatever, I highly recommend this site I found called cutlistoptimizer.com. Basically, you can just enter the dimensions of all your boards and the final dimensions of like the sheet of plywood, and then it will optimize the cutting pattern so that you get the most of each sheet of plywood, and it tells you how many sheets of plywood you need. I'm debating whether or not, since I did all this hard work coming up with the bookshelf plans, to put them online somewhere. If you want them, let me know. I'm on my way to the lumber suppliers, and because I am a neurotic freak who has social anxiety, I am getting real nervous having to talk to them. Does anyone else have this amount of social anxiety? I don't like talking to anyone when I go to the store. I plan my routes across the stores so I can get to the thing I want as fast as possible, so no one talks to me. So I just got back to the car from the local lumberyard. They were so nice. The total for my bookshelf came out to be $1,000. And this is like without labor, because I'm doing all the labor. This is just the wood itself. My wood has arrived. I have to cut it to size now. This is also extremely heavy. As you can tell, it's bigger than me, so I might have to get Vincent to help me carry it onto the thing, or because I don't like asking other people for help because I feel like I am wasting their time, I will probably hurt myself trying to do it all by myself. Oh God, no. So I start by measuring out the pieces and then ripping it down with my Craig Rip Cut Guide on top of some foam. I really need to get myself a table because my knees and my back hurt after days of doing this. I went on a slight vacation to California. I tried making YouTube videos while I was there, but then I was just like, it's August. I am tired. All the Europeans are on vacation. Apparently, you guys get like entire 2 weeks or a month off in August or July. We don't have that in America. We just work till we die. If you didn't know, August is kind of a slow period for social media. Everyone's on vacation. Everyone tends to get a little dip in views. The more you know. So time to get back to working on these built-ins. I finally finished cutting up all the pieces. Here are a bunch. Here are a bunch. I've still got 2 big boards to cut up, but those are for the face frame, so I can cut that up later. So now I'm going to try to start assembling them for the first time. It is time to make my first assembly of the toe kick. I am starting with this not only because it is simple, it's hard to mess up, so I can mess up as many times as I want here. Okay, I'm for the screw. I had no idea what screw to get. Here's a complaint I have for all the DIY channels on YouTube. They explain everything else but the type of screw you're supposed to use. So I just picked this one based on an educated guess. Now, and for the screw. Who knew drilling is actually kind of difficult to do? Not me, but it is. Okay. Ah. God damn everything. Oh no, I'm splitting the wood. Abort. I think that hole is still not big enough. What the fuck? Take 3. Oh god, I suck. And then it's like a never-ending trip to lose. I need a countersink bit in order to sink this flathead all the way down. Or maybe can I just... There you go. I should have glued it beforehand, but you know, you live and you learn. Ding!
Wow! Look at that! Wow! That's really something, baby. That's really fucking something, I tell you what.
Once I got the hang of screwing, that's what she said, I assembled the rest of the toe kick and lined it up inside. It is now time to drill the shelf pinholes. I don't think I've told you yet how oddly proud of myself I am, because when I put this box together, this weird ladder box thing, I felt so accomplished. I'm just really proud of myself. Time to drill these shelf pinholes. How do I align this? I just align it with the top, I guess, and hope it works. I do not have a clamp, so I'm using this clamp that I found. This is meant, I think, for art supplies, but hey, look, it works. Let's see how I did. Hey, look at that. Because I'm impatient, let's try it out. Perfection. Well, look at that. I made a shelf. Yeah, a side of a shelf. So I basically bought this Craig shelf pinhole jig. You line this up to the wood. It lets you drill perfectly shaped holes at the perfect depth in perfectly spaced increments to create a shelf like you would see in the stores. Drilling these shelf pinholes on these shelves takes a long time. Now this pocket hole jig thing costed a lot of money, but I've seen a lot of people use this for many different types of projects. So what you do is you clamp this on and you drill 2 holes on the sides, and then you drill a hole in the middle to make sure everything holds well. You do that on both sides, and then I'm going to attach it to the shelves, which will allow me to drill everything together into one lovely box. I made a box! Okay, time to set it in place and do it 8 more times, basically. So now, I'm going to put a face frame in front of this toe kit. Basically, what a face frame is, it's to hide this ugly grain difference. If you put a face frame in front of it, it'll look a lot more finished. So you'll see this instead of this ugly thing. Once I got all the lower shelves assembled, I asked Vincent to help me lift the top shelves onto it because I did not want to try to break my back again. Now that I got the shelves up, it's time to screw them to the walls. So I'm going to make some L brackets with this piece of wood and my miter saw. I take those L brackets and I attach it to the shelf and then the wall so that this bookshelf isn't budging an inch. Then it's finally time to put the shelf pins in and scoot in those shelves. You approve, my cat? You like my hard work? I think she thinks I made this for her. Building built-in bookshelves all by yourself is definitely extremely time-consuming. I definitely would have saved a lot of time if I just hired it out, but I am not spending $10,000 on bookshelves.
I have seen you here before.
If you learn how to do it yourself, it's really not that hard. It's basically just a bunch of boxes built with wood screwed together. I've calculated how much this project has cost me so far, and I'll put it up on the screen, but it is nowhere close to even $6,000. Next week, I'll be sharing how I finish and stain the bookshelves and revealing the finished result.